Good evening, dear colleagues. Today we will explore together creative ways to boost English learning motivation. And during our webinar, we will explore effective techniques you can implement in your classroom to enhance student motivation and create a positive learning environment. My name is Galina Kuznetsova, and I am a Methodist in English at Ranak Publishing House. I specialize in supporting teachers, developing educational materials, and helping implement innovative methodologies in English language teaching. Feel free to contact me for advice, collaboration, or any questions related to English teaching resources. What we will discuss during our webinar. Motivation is the key to success in learning English. Of course, we will consider examples of interactive tasks and techniques, tools and resources that truly engage our students. And of course, as usually, I want to share with you, my dear colleagues, such an exercise. Who are you? A climber, a traveler, or a runner? Please share in our chat the number. If you think that you are a climber, please put 1. If you think that you are a traveler, put number 2. And if you think you are a runner, put number 3 in our chat. Please share. And I can see Katerina number 2, Alessia number 2, Natalia 2, Maria too. Thanks a lot of answers. And just Angelica thinks that she is a climber, and other colleagues, travelers and runners. And when asked what motivates you, people tend to fall into one of these 3 categories. The concept of motivation is an interesting thing. It is an unknown temporary force that drives us to develop, prompts us to take certain actions. And if you a climber, you believe that more you achieve, the more opportunities there will be for you in the future. You are overcoming new steps. Travelers are people whose motivation comes from doing something new, different, exciting. And runners are people who know what they are good at and want to continue doing it and improve. And today, dear colleagues, with us will work Inna Sherbak. She is an English teacher of the supporting institution Гребенниківська Comprehensive School number 4 of the Гребенниківська City Council of Poltava region. She will present her experience and share effective tools and of course how to boost the motivation of our students. Inna, you are welcome. Please.
Good evening, dear colleagues. I'm here with you now. Now I'll try to share my screen. Let me know. Can you see me and my presentation on the screen? Is it visible right now?
Yes, please open it for whole screen.
Okay, just a second. Let me do it one more time. Sorry. What about now? Galina?
Yes, everything is okay. We can see.
Okay, thanks. Good evening, dear colleagues. It's such a pleasure to see all of you here, even if it's just through a screen. Before we begin, let me know how you are today. Look at my screen and choose the picture and the right number of your choice. Which one are you today and why? If it's possible, please write down the number. Maybe you are a crazy cat, a funny monkey, a smart giraffe, or maybe you are a naughty raccoon. Oh, thanks. I can see your reactions. I see that some of our teachers are Number 4, number 2, 1, 2, let's say 2, 2. Okay, thank you. Some of us are raccoons, dogs, and other ones. Thanks. My dearest, I'm really happy to be here with you today. First of all, thank you for joining this session. I know how busy teachers are, and the fact you are here means you truly care about making your lessons, your English lessons, inspiring and effective. Today we are going to talk about motivation, but let me start with the confession. Sometimes motivation students to learn English feels like trying to convince a cat to take a bath. But don't worry, today I'll share some simple, fun, and interesting things that can make your pupils not only learn English, but enjoy it. Yes, my dearest, it's possible. I have good news. Motivation is not magic. It's something we can create through clever activities, emotional connection, and yes, a healthy sense of humor. Today, I'll share 5 creative ways to boost motivation, each with practical games and exercises you can use tomorrow. So, look, make learning personal. What does it mean? Students are more motivated when learning connects to their lives, when they see themselves in the learning process. How to realize that? Look, let them make their projects, let them make English dream boards, let them write letters to future selves and personal profiles or English avatars. Ask your students to make a vision board with images connected to English dream job, places they want to travel, celebrities they want to meet. Some years ago, I had a student whose dream was to meet Cristiano Ronaldo. Why not? Let's just say his speaking skills improved very quickly. On your screen, you can see one of my students. She's crazy about London. Her dream is to visit London one day. And here you can see a picture of her near the Big Ben with a very interesting shopping bag. Can you see? Can you guess the supermarket? Yes, supermarket Fora. You're right. I could say it only one. Dear, may all your dreams come true. And maybe mine too. Next picture. Let us do future selves. Students write a letter to themselves in English this some years. Their dreams, goals, or what they hope to improve. Save the letters and read them later, maybe next year or maybe in some years. Personal profiles or English avatars. Let students choose a fun English name and invent a mini bio. Hip Hip Hello 7 recommends to create a fun functional persona. It helps them to improve their skills. And also gamification. Yes, gamification is my favorite one. Add a bit of game magic. Learning can feel like a chore or like a game. Gamification turns routine tasks into exciting challenges and lets you eat when adults seem to like to play. We all like playing different games, and our English lesson are also full of different games. Vocabulary quests, grammar battles, speaking achievement badges, board games, and digital platforms are for you. Look, please, vocabulary quests. Create a vocabulary mission where students earn points for learning and using your word correctly. Here's how it works. You can see some pictures from my classes. Students receive a weekly mission to learn 20 new words. They earn points each time they use these words correctly in speaking or writing. Create mastery levels, for example, novice, explorer, and master. Offer bonus points for creative sentences or helping classmates. The result? Students become active vocabulary hunters rather than passive memorizers. Grammar battles. This team-based activity turns grammar practice into an exciting competition. Correct answers attack opponents. Mistakes cost health points. Add special elements, for example, power-ups, shields, boss levels. And you may ask me how it works. Peers support naturally emerges as teammates help each other succeed. Lot of different stickers. They are from copybooks of my students. Create a badge collection system that rewards different speaking accomplishments. Brave speaker, conversation master, drama star, the best student of the day or the best student of the week, and something like that. You will see how happy your students are. Board games. This part is one of my favorites too. All my students like board games, and you can find different board games on the internet, but Hip Hip Hello presents interesting games. Just open the book and enjoy playing them with your students, improving grammar and just enjoying your lessons. Digital platforms. These tools work online. They bring competition, speed, and excitement into vocabulary or grammar practice. I'm sure that you have your own list of favorite digital platforms. Here are some of them. And the next one is encourage language learning. Encourage creative expression. Language learning should give students a voice. When students create something original, they stop worrying about mistakes and start communicating. So, how can we realize it? Storytelling, creative writing prompts, draw and describe, drama corners, and different projects. Why does creativity matter? Because students who are allowed to create don't just memorize, they come alive. Creativity builds critical thinking, emotional intelligence, communication skills, and let's be honest, sometimes it saves the teacher's lesson plan too. Look, storytelling is magic object, I think, brings some mystery to the classroom. Hold up a random object. It can be the pen, a spoon, a potato, an apple, something like that. Hat, and say, this is no original object. It has magical power. Students work in pairs to invent a short story about it. They present it to the class dramatically. Give them Oscar, why not? And also you can ask them to write a short essay or short composition, 6 words or maybe 10, no more. Creative writing prompt. Give them a fun starting point and let they imagine fly. Prompts like, if I could fly one day, or maybe if animals could talk. Always bring funny moments and original ideas. You can even make it a mini writing competition. Funniest idea, most original or most dramatic wins a small prize, a candy or maybe good points, something like that. Here we try to write an interesting prompt. If Wednesday comes to my class, or if Wednesday is my roommate or classmate, why not? It was very interesting, very useful. Next one is draw and describe. It's great for all levels and for students who love doodling something during the lesson more than studying grammar. Ask them to invent and draw a new creature and lives in your English classroom. Then they describe it in details to a partner, appearance, habits, secret powers. The results are usually very funny, trust me. I met some very talented monsters this way who lived in our classroom. Drama corner. Look, you can see some very handsome guys. Turn your classroom into a stage. Give groups short scenarios, a detective scene, a fairy tale twist at the airport, or even aliens visit the teacher. Or maybe monsters have stolen your teacher. They will be happy to write something interesting. They write and act their mini scenes and gestures, prompts, or improvise the costumes, funny hats, funny suits, and something like that. You will be really surprised. Students Museum Project. This is a big creative challenge. Each student creates a short exhibit about a personal topic, about their hobby, tradition, a favorite object, or even an imaginary invention. They design posters or slides and act them as museum guides. Visitors, their classmates, walk around and ask questions, like in a real museum. Here you can see the path of some projects from my young learners and from adults about healthy lifestyle, about their families, about their hobbies. And the other one is connection with real world. So students that English is alive outside the classroom. We need to remind students English is not just a subject. It's not just a part of our school day. It's a living, breathing language used everywhere. So, connect to real word. English around me challenge and bring the word into the classroom. How to realize it? English around me challenge. Ask students to find English in their town, in their village, and their daily life. Signs, menus, t-shirts, and so on. Ask them to take photos and present them. For example, you can see a mug. This mug is my husband's favorite ones, and I can show it to you. And also try to bring the word into your classrooms. Instead of asking students to repeat dialogues from the textbooks, let's give them real life situations. For example, ordering food in a cafe, buying a ticket at the airport or train station, asking for direction in a new city. Make it playful. Use props, print menus, or even wear funny hats to set the mood. When they act it out, they feel the language, not just memorize it. And also celebrate progress. How can we celebrate our progress? Let your students to feel how smart they are now. Let them create portfolio and celebrate theme days. Let's celebrate their progress and let's make portfolio. Have students collect their work, essays, videos, achievements, everything they like. At the end, they can see how far they are, how smart they are. And try to organize different events, theme days and parties. British Tea Party, Halloween Day, Hollywood festivals, everything. When students experience English, they feel it, not just study it. And honestly, who does not enjoy a good theme day? When students see their growth, they want to keep going. Look at the screen. You can see how happy my students. We celebrated some funny events here. Okay, thank you. Look at the screen again. And now, let me know how you are now. Which one are you today? Please write down the number. Choose the number. Choose your favorite animal. Let me know. Which one are you at the end of our conversation? Okay, great. 1, 4, 2, 3, thanks. I can see some monkeys, some cats. Okay, Raccoon, thank you. Thank you, my dear colleagues. I hope that my information was interesting and maybe useful. Thank you for your attention, and may all your students be smart, active, and motivated.
Thanks, Ina, for your insights, experience, and inspiring motivation methods. And dear colleagues, let's continue our webinar. Please, Ina, give me the screen for sharing. Thank you. And okay, I want to share my screen. And now, dear colleagues, I want to share with you such an example of new Ukrainian school lesson. It is needed so that the teacher has a clear, logical work plan from engaging students at the beginning to checking results at the end, making the lesson dynamic, understandable, and effective. And you can see that our lesson has 5 steps. And just for motivation step, we have 5% of our lesson, but it creates emotional engagement, sparks curiosity, and prepares students for learning. Of course, we have goal setting and planning stage, clarifies the lesson's purpose, sets learning objectives, and involves students in planning. Activity stage, the core of the lesson where students actively explore, practice, and apply new knowledge and the skills. And reflective stage encourages self-assessment, helps students reflect on achievements, and consolidates key takeaways. And let's consider just motivational stage, because today we explore together with you just motivation. So in every stage of the lesson, motivation plays a central role. At the beginning, it encourages students to start their learning journey with interest. During the second stage, motivation supports their active involvement in classroom activities. And finally, at the third stage, it helps students set meaningful goals for the future, inspiring continuous growth and self-development. Of course, I understand, and you know that in the conditions of war, students' motivation has decreased, and the teacher should gently influence student motivation. After all, a motivated student will not only successfully master knowledge, but also awaken curiosity. Emphasize that every student is important, that your students are successful Ukrainians, the future of our state. Use the spotlight effect. Direct the spotlight of your attention to the students and illuminate for them the picture of the incredible result that they receive thanks to cooperation with you, classmates, and a new topic. The light is always on the students. They are the most important and valuable heroes of your lesson. Psychologists say plans for the future help to hold on. We all continue to dream of a happy future, about trips, our favorite hobbies, and we can organize a flash mob with our students, which you will do immediately after the piece. This can be done using Reels, short videos on Instagram or TikTok. Inspire students. They will pick up on your inspiration for the educational process. Learning should answer the student's question, what is in this for me? And I want to share with you the Maya principle. Most progressive yet acceptable. It was proposed by industrial designer Robert Lewis and is used to create innovations that remain understandable and acceptable to a wide audience. How to apply Maya in education? Use modern methods, but gradually introduce them, building on approaches that are already familiar to students. New topics should be presented through a connection with students' previous experience. For example, when studying a complex grammatical structure in English, first show simple analogies with the native language. Tasks should be difficult enough to stimulate development, but not so difficult as to cause rejection. For example, integrate problem-based learning where students look for solutions to real problems, but with the support of the teacher. Use different formats, social networks, videos, audios. Education should correspond to the modern world, but changes should be implemented gradually to avoid resistance. And for example, the introduction of artificial intelligence in education should start with simple tools what are easily integrated into classroom activities. So the Maya principle helps to implement new teaching methods in a way that they remain acceptable to students. This allows you to develop critical thinking, improve motivation, and make learning more effective. As for motivation or warming up, we can warm up with surprise and of course link to real life, and we can start with easy task for quick success. The goal is to interest students to create a situation where they want to express themselves in a foreign language. The motivational stage should include success for everyone. Easy tasks at the beginning give confidence. The Ask 3 method is an educational exercise where a student unable to find the answer to his or her question on his or her own asks it to 3 classmates. Students take turns becoming askers and others consultants who try to help find the answer. This method is aimed at developing critical thinking skills, communication skills, and the ability to work in the team. And how it works in practice. Firstly, a student who can't find the answer on his or her own formulates his or her question. A student turns to 3 classmates who try to help him or her find the answer. If none of 3 can help, the question is passed on to the teacher or the group searches for additional information. What are the advantages of this method? Development of critical thinking, of course. Students learn to analyze information and find solutions. Communication skills. The method promotes the development of active listening skills. Collaboration. Students learn to work in a team and help each other. Increased responsibility. Students become responsible for their own learning and help their classmates. And you can see the principle of Scheherazad's tales. This is a revision method that helps students regularly review what they have learned over time. It includes 2 questions from last month's topic to recall all the material, 2 questions from last week's topic to refresh recently learned content, 2 questions from the last lesson's topic to reinforce the newest information. This method helps students connect new knowledge with what they have already studied and improving understanding. During the warm-up stage, these exercises, the Ask 3 method and the principle of Scheherazad's tales, are needed to interest our students, activate their attention, tune them into the topic of the lesson, and create intrigue that motivates them to search for answers and actively engaged in the work. And now, dear colleagues, I want to ask you some question. Please share in our chat. How long ago were you at the cinema? If recently, put plus in the chat. If long ago, put minus in the chat. And if you are going soon, put plus and minus in the chat. So, how long ago were you at the cinema? If recently, plus. If long ago, minus. If you are going soon, put plus minus. Please share. How long ago were you at the cinema? If recently, put plus. If long ago, minus. And I can see a lot of answers in our chat. Thanks a lot, dear colleagues. From Angelica, minus. Elena, plus, Natalia Elena minus, Svetlana Natalia plus, and unfortunately more minuses in our chat. But I think we can find some solution now for us. And I want to suggest you to use the names of movies to formulate the topic of the lesson. So, dear colleagues, let's try. It's really interesting and exciting. For example, let's recall a famous movie whose title has 3 or more words. Now let's try to create a title for a lesson changing 1 or 2 words in the movie title. You can see that I have the title, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And I change just 1 word in my lesson's topic, Fantastic Lessons and Where to Find Them. And of course, I want to try this method, the poster method, with you. Let's try, dear colleagues. Now, you need to change 1 or 2 words in the movie title. You can see different names, titles of different movies. Of course, you can revise your favorite film or something else, and you need to change 1 or 2 words and make lessons topic, or maybe your future webinar or something else. Maybe you making some notes for your pedagogical meetings, and you can create sometimes beautiful and creative titles of your lessons and so on. And I can see from Tatiana, the great student, Svetlana, sounds of English, very nice. The sound of English from Tatiana. The sound of language from Svetlana, Alessia, the fault in our homework, it is very creative. Alena, Lord of the Ring, yes, but you need to change 1 word, Alena. The Lord of the class, the Lord of present simple, very nice. The Lord of English, the Lord of the conversation, Elise and at Wanderlust. Very nice. Thanks a lot, dear colleagues. And you can see that we can create curiosity, surprise, and different emotions for our posters and for our titles, topics of the lesson. And you can even put your topic on a real movie poster that everyone will recognize. This exercise will help build students' motivation. The next exercise, which I want to share with you, it is the emoji alphabet. It is used as a playful code language where words are encrypted with emojis instead of letters. It develops creativity, problem solving, and critical thinking while making learning more engaging. And now, dear colleagues, let's try to guess what word is hidden here. You can see butterfly and different letters which are connected with different emojis, and you need to guess what is the word. And I can see from Andrei, teach, from Irina, teach, Alessia, teach. Thanks a lot, dear colleagues. You are right. I encoded the word teach on purpose because you, my dear colleagues, are strong, dedicated, and always inspiring educators. So we can choose emojis to represent words or ideas, creative vocabulary practice. And you can see that we have books from Ranak Publishing House, Hip Hip Hello for the 5th grade, for the 6th grade, and for the 7th grade. And you can hide the different topics of the lessons. Maybe sometimes our students can't revise some word or something else, you can encode and help our students to recall some material or maybe some grammatical material if you need. And I can see that other colleagues are active in our chat. Thanks a lot for your activity. And next exercise is magic jar. This activity encourages learners to share positive words starting with their name's first letter. Please, again, dear colleagues, share in our chat a positive word that starts with the first letter of your name and put in our magic jar. I can start with myself. I want to add in our magic jar harmony, because I want to share with you, dear colleagues, my harmony, and with the other people who are surrounding me. So please, how do you think? What can we add? And of course, this word needs to start with the first letter of your name. And I can see from Andrei, admire, very nice. Larissa, love. Angelica, attractive, amazing, very nice. Maybe some other. Alessia, optimism, very nice. Alla, appreciation. Евгения, Enigma, oh, very good. Irina, imagination. Svetlana, soul. Tanya, team. Thanks a lot, dear colleagues, for your activity, and I can see other answers: understanding, dream, sunny, smile, optimism. Very nice. And I think, dear colleagues, that you can build a friendly atmosphere, and this method can help to practice vocabulary and creativity during your lessons. And now I want to share with you such an activity, password to joy. It is used to engage students at the beginning of the lesson. It creates a positive atmosphere, encourages curiosity, and helps learners connect personally with the topic through a playful task based on the last numbers of their phone number. So you can share in our chat the last 3 numbers of your mobile number, and we understand what you need right now. I can start from me. My number, my last 3 numbers, 6, 7, and 9. So I need rest, travel, and walk. And what about you, dear colleagues? What do you need right now? I can see from Irina 5, 6, 9. It is sleep, rest, and walk. From Irina 3, 4, 9. Love, food, and walk. And from other colleagues, a lot of different answers: money, money, rest, from Anna. And for example, from Alla, 1, 2, 4, it's money, shopping, food. And you can see, dear colleague, that more of us need a rest and travel and walk and sleep. So it is a great opportunity from Monday, when we will have our autumn holidays, to have a rest and be more active for ourselves. And now, of course, I want to share with you some digital tools which can help our students in motivation. For example, Google is adding a new feature to Gemini, Storybook, that will allow you to create personalized illustrated books with stories and audio. We need simply describe any story we can imagine, and the Gemini will create a unique 10-page book with the illustrations and audio, and you can also add your own photos and files to inspire Gemini. The result can be downloaded as a PDF for sharing or printing. In our textbooks from Ranak Publishing House, Hip Hip Hello, we have different projects, different stories. So as the additional material, you can create different stories for your lesson. And maybe you used before and you know how looks like interface of Gemini. And here you can see such a pen and a small note. And I need to press this button. Something wrong, I'm sorry. Maybe we need refresh our page. Okay, let's try one more time. Unfortunately, today Gemini Storybook doesn't want to work. Let's try one more time. You know that in our tools for Google, we have Gemini. And let's try one more time. Maybe it will be better. But unfortunately, I'm sorry, dear colleagues, maybe something wrong today with the Gemini, and I can't use this tool and can't share with you how to make different stories with the Gemini. But maybe later you will have inspiration and curiosity how to create such stories, and Gemini can help you in this, and of course you can create different stories via Gemini Storybook. I'm sorry for this, and I want to say that this feature is available in Gemini in over 45 languages, including Ukrainian. And the next online tool, it is Future Me. It is an online service where the user can write a letter to themselves in the future and receive it by email at the specified time. Why Future Me in foreign language lessons? This service can be very interestingly integrated. Writing practice. Students write a letter to themselves in English using the vocabulary of the topic. For example, my future plans, dream job, message to my older self. Motivation, of course, helps to think about personal goals, dreams, and plans, which makes work with the content more personal. Time effect. Students feel that their work has a future reward because the letter will come when they already know more. Communication. You can organize an exchange of letters to the future of the class. Students write wishes to themselves or to each other in English. Creativity, exercises for imagination. Write a letter to yourself in 2035 or describe your life in 10 years. And in our textbook project, I'm sorry, Hip Hip Hello for the 6th grade, we have different projects, and we have such a project, writing an invitation, declining an invitation, and of course our students text to each other in different messengers and via email. So sometimes they need some skills for writing such letters, and they can find Future Me. You need, dear colleagues, to create an account via this via your Google account, and here you can see that we can write something to our futures, for example, and we can choose deliver in. We can get this letter in 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or we can choose a date. For example, if you want to exchange with your students some letters, maybe you want to congratulate them with the ending of the term, or maybe with Christmas or New Year. So you can choose a date, for example, the 25th of December this year. And of course, if you want to exchange such letters with students, and if students want to send such letters to you, you need to know their emails, and add additional recipients here. And when everything will be okay, you can send to the future. And in different dates, you can get this letter, or maybe your students, or maybe if you want your relatives or something else, and you can train with your students and exchange with each other different letters for the future. And in short, Future Me makes the lesson emotional and meaningful by combining language practice with students' personal meanings. And the next, what I want to share with you, it is 5 steps of feedback. Infographics, such an infographic about what to pay attention to when we give feedback to a student or children evaluate each other. Questions. Clarifications and questions are an indicator of interest in the topic. Value. You did a great job with. I liked how. Clarification. Ask if some important point was not voiced. Suggestions. Growth areas. What can be improved next time. Thanks. Not abstract, but specific. What exactly you liked, surprised, inspired, made you think. And of course, during reflection, we boost motivation of our students. And we can use different online tools such as Festicide. And you can see that in our textbooks from Ranak Publishing House, Hip Hip Hello, we have the page self-assessment. And sometimes our students need maybe some additional material, and of course we as teachers want to create something new for our students. And Festicide contributes to motivation by allowing students to personalize their learning materials in a playful and creative way. By seeing their own names or ideas in fine designs, learners feel more engaged, emotionally connected, and inspired to participate actively in the lesson. And of course, at the reflection stage, Festicide can be used to make the activity more creative and engaging. Students can use it to create personalized word art, shapes, or text designs that represents what they have learned, how they felt during the lesson, or what ideas stood out to them most. And for example, our students can create a word shape using keywords from the lesson, design a logo or name shape that expresses their main takeaway, make a visual summary of the topic to share with the class. And let's consider together. You don't need to have an account here. You can use it without any registrations. And you can see from the left side of my screen that I have different tools of Festicide, such as money, logo, posters, documents, and so on. A lot of different tools here, which I can use. But I like most of all, for example, this one, text layout. And here again, you can see that you can make different texts for your students. And for example, let's try this one. And we can, as we want to motivate our students or something else, so we can type different questions for them. And it can be, for example, how are you today? What is your mood today? Share with us, please, and so on. What is your mood today, for example? And I need to press this button, preview, and you can see that such a beautiful text we have with you. And of course, we can download and, for example, print for our students or can share with our students via Google Class or Microsoft Teams or something else. And of course, we have here different word cloud and waves. I can see that our colleagues share with me their mood. Elena is saying that she is happy. It is very nice. And word cloud, for example, and we can type here maybe some wishes for our students if we want to motivate them in learning English, and something else. And for example, it can be a great job, yes, for our students. And we can send, for example, somebody such a poster. And let's consider, and you can see a great job, and you can send to your students maybe as formative assessment or maybe as for motivational stage. You can use such a beautiful word clouds. And of course, here there are a lot of different functions. I think, dear colleagues, that you will use Festicide. You can try different tools which here you can find. Okay, I want to share my presentation, and I think that Festicide helps students express their reflections and motivation visually, and makes the motivational process more memorable and enjoyable. And of course, at the reflection or maybe during motivational stage, we can use lesson hashtag. Hashtags are used to attract attention, organize content at the reflection or motivational stages. You can use the technique hashtag lesson. The exercise motivates your students to set goals for the future. Write, please, dear colleagues, in our chat what hashtags we can use to mark our webinar, today's webinar, to identify it. How do you think? What hashtags we can use to mark our webinar to identify it? Please share in our chat. Maybe you want to share English webinar, webinar in English, motivational webinar, or something else, please. Okay, Angelica put number 1. Maybe we can create more hashtags. You need to use 2 or 3 words, dear colleagues, not just the number. You need to use 1 or 2 words for hashtag. And thanks a lot, Elena Ranak, from Anna, motivation, from Irina, learning motivation, learn English from Alessia. Thanks a lot, dear colleagues. Of course, you can use hashtags during your lessons for making some identifying of your lesson. For example, if you learn with your students present simple or cinemas or maybe favorite books or something else. From Irina lesson hashtag. Thanks a lot, dear colleagues. Creative ways from Irina. Okay. And of course, interactive electronic application easy can help in motivation of our students. The easy platform provides comprehensive support for teachers. It is, of course, modern learning format. It is focused on the development of students' competencies and the implementation of modern educational standards. Increasing motivation, of course, engages students in active learning through interesting and interactive tasks. Flexibility in learning, effective learning of the material, variety of submission forms, individualization of learning, convenience for teachers. And you can use easy platform during your lessons, and of course not just during your lessons. You can use it as homework to deepen knowledge on the topic as a formative assessment during the lesson to consolidate knowledge. It is ideal for deepening knowledge during lessons, and of course, we can use it not just during the lesson, but as for homework as we need. And the Easy platform provides comprehensive support for teachers. You can find here different tools for students with special educational needs. For example, font correction tools for better readability, whiteboard integration for interactive lessons, adaptations for students with special educational needs, and the platform is designed to simplify teaching. And of course, I want to share with you, dear colleagues, our educational portal Ранок or освітній портал Ранок. Maybe you know more освітній портал Ранок. It is an educational platform for teachers that provides lesson materials, interactive resources, and teaching tools to help plan and conduct engaging lessons. Here you can find methodological materials and articles. You can publish your own materials. Here you can find the event calendar, and of course you can use your personal account where you can save useful materials and useful articles for your lessons. And how can you use it? You need to find English at освітній портал, and here you can find the different materials for your lessons. You can download them and use them during your lessons. And as for methodical articles, here you can find additional material to the lessons and how to work with our books, what is the material in our books, and so on. And colleagues, we know how challenging it is today to balance planning, teaching, and daily stresses. Resources are always limited. That's why Ранок Publishing House created a partnership program focused on support, not just collaboration. For schools, it offers corporate discounts, methodological support, participation in pilot programs, library development, and digital consultations. Teachers can also join individually, personal support, additional resources, certificates, the opportunity to influence new materials, and to publish their own. Joining is easy. Fill out the form. You can see QR code and become a Ранок partner. Together or individually, the important thing is support always with you. And of course, you can find the different additional materials at our website, ranak.com.ua. Here we have different materials, different workbooks, and so on. Maybe some posters, flashcards, or everything what you need for your classroom. So you can find in our site everything here. And at Ранок Academy, you can find different webinars and courses. And of course, maybe you have a question how to get a certificate after our webinar. The algorithm for getting a certificate is in the description under the video. You can find it, and I wanted to share with you some steps how to get a certificate after our webinar. You need to register or log in if you have already registered on the website Academy Ранок. Choose our webinar. Click Start the course. It will be available, dear colleagues, tomorrow, not today, tomorrow on Friday, the 24th of October. You can get your certificate after testing. In your personal account, select Start Course. Complete and mark completed all 3 blocks: instructions, educational module, control and evaluation module. Click Save Test, Send Test, Complete Course. Rate the course by choosing the number of stars from 1 to 5. Write your review, send feedback, and complete the course. Click on the Certificate of Achievement icon. A certificate will open a new tab which you can save to your computer. The certificate will also be available in your personal account, My Achievements tab. So, dear colleagues, just from tomorrow, you can get your certificate. Today, it is not available. And of course, I want to ask at the end of our webinar, how do you feel? What kind of chocolate are you? It is a fun and interactive way for students to reflect on their personality. It helps them learn and practice adjectives in English while expressing their own preferences and traits. Please share in our chat the number. What kind of chocolate are you? Number 1, inspired. Number 2, dreamy. Number 3, motivational. Number 4, active. Number 5, joyful. And number 6, creative. Please, dear colleagues, share in our chat what kind of chocolate are you at the end of our webinar. Please, if number 1, inspired, number 2, dreamy. I can see from Angelica, motivational, from Alessia, a lot of 2s, dreamy, Irina, 4, active, Anastasia, 4, active, Maria, number 5, joyful, Elena, inspired, Julia, inspired, Natalia, joyful, Inna, motivational, Elena, creative. Thanks a lot, dear colleagues. I can see a lot of answers from you, and it is very pleasant for me that you are so active during our webinar. And of course, dear colleagues, as usually, I want to share with you our social networks. You can join to our Facebook page and our Viber group. And of course, if you have any questions, you can type them now in our chat. And if you want to join to our Viber group now, you can scan QR code. And I want to check our chat. Maybe you had some questions and maybe I didn't see them. And I can see just very good words from you, dear colleagues. Thanks a lot. Great activities. It is amazing, cool, great information, useful. Thanks a lot. And I can't see any questions from you. It is very nice. So it is very pleasant for me, and I understand that our topic and our today's webinar was useful for you. I want to share more chat. No questions from you, just pleasant words. And dear colleagues, thank you for your being here today. It was a pleasure sharing this webinar with you. See you in our next webinars, and I want to wish you all the best. Good evening and good holidays, autumn holidays, and I wish you all the best, dear colleagues. Goodbye and see you later.